today I'm going to show you how to teach your dog to shake a paw. Then we're going to look at bow and figure eights. So first let's start with shake a paw. And why would you teach this one? Well, it's fun. It's fun for you, it's fun for your dog, it's fun to show your friends, but it's also really useful for some other things like more advanced training, and also really great for things like nail trims. So let's get started. First thing you want to do, get your dog sitting in front of you, and you're going to take a treat, put it in the palm of your hand, and close your fingers over it so your dog can't get it. You're going to take your closed fist and put it low to the ground in front of your dog. And what your dog's going to do is put his paw on your hand. Once he does this, you're going to say a marker word such as yes or good. You're going to open your hand to release the treat for your dog. So that'll look something like this. Yes. Yes. And you'll get another treat. Remember, we're putting it in your hand. Close your fingers over it. Yes. Very good. Now once he's getting automatic with that and lifting his paw onto your hand each time, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging for him so that we can get him closer to our end goal. So how we're going to do that, same thing, put the treat in your palm, close your fingers over it. Now we're going to put our closed fist a little bit higher than before. Yes. And same thing, once his paw touches your hand, you're going to say yes, release the treat. Yes. Yes. Very good. Now we're going to increase the difficulty a little farther. We're going to put the treat in our other hand this time. Keep this hand closed the same way as we did before. Todd, just sit. No, sit. Good. Wait. So you're going to close your fist, same as before, but this time, when he lifts his paw to your hand, you're going to open your palm, and his paw will touch into your palm. Then you're going to bring your treat in and give it to him with this hand. And so that'll look like this. Yes. Same, put it in this hand, close your fist. Yes. Yes. Yes, very good. And now, once he gets really good at that, we are going to increase the difficulty once again. Get your treat ready in your opposite hand. This time you're going to present just your open palm. Yes. Now notice I'm giving him the treat as his paw is in my hand, rather than letting his paw drop first. Now what that's going to do is teach him that it's a very good thing for his paw to be in my hand, and that'll give you more of a handshake rather than a quick tap high five. Okay? Yes. Great, so once you're getting an automatic response like that, yes. Next, what you're going to do is we're going to introduce the verbal cue next. So for a verbal cue, I like to use paw, but you can use anything you want. You can use shake a paw, shake hands, anything you want, just keep it consistent. So what you're going to do, you're going to introduce your verbal cue, you're going to say your verbal cue, then you're going to wait 1 whole second, and then offer your hand. Okay, so this gives him a time to process it and think about what that means. Paw. Good. Okay, and we get our treats ready in advance. Paw. Yes. So what this is doing is it's separating the verbal cue, which in my case is paw, from the hand signal, which is just like that, opening your hand for him. Paw. Good. Paw. Yes. And we'll do one more. Paw. Good. Very good. And that's it. Now keep in mind that teaching this trick can take anywhere from 15 minutes to even a few days. It really depends on your dog And just go at your dog's pace and make sure that with each step, you're not moving on to the next one until your dog is about 80% sure with the first step. Paw. Yes, very good. Great. So now let's teach our dog how to bow. A bow is, you've probably seen your dog taking a bow before when he's signaling that he wants to play or in the middle of a play session. What a bow is when the dog's front arms and elbows are touching the floor while his butt's up in the air. And this is a lot of fun to teach. It can be a little bit of a challenge at first to get it right. We'll go over some of the troubleshooting steps as we come across them. So the first thing you're going to do, of course, you have your treats. We're going to put a treat in the palm of our hand and close our hand over it. Now what you're going to do is have your dog standing in front of you. Come here. You're going to lure from his nose to his back paws while he's standing. Okay, so stand. Yes. And once his elbows touch the floor, you're going to say your marker word, yes, and release the treat. You can also use a clicker here. Especially in tricks like this where they're a little bit more challenging, it can be easier to use a clicker to mark the exact moment when your dog is in the right position. All right, so let's try it again. So you're luring from the nose, kind of pushing down towards the back paws. Yes. Good. Yes. Oh, yes. And you release the treat while his elbows are touching the floor, so this teaches him that's the correct position that you want. Stand up, try it again. Yes. Great. Sometimes you may notice that when you're luring your dog, he goes into a down instead of a bow. Now, this just means you're getting the luring a little bit off. Try to aim from the nose towards the back paws. So you're kind of going at an angle this way. So let's try that again. Yes. So you want to go angled back. A down usually will happen if you're luring a little bit too far down, like more down than diagonal, like this. Oh, now he's going into that perfectly, of course. Yes. Good. Yes. And once your dog is consistently being able to be lured into this position, then we're going to get him to remain in this position. So you're going to go like this. Yes. Bring your hand away just briefly while he's in that position. Yes. Very good. Yes. And you're going to increase the amount of time that you bring your hand away, so that gets him used to being in the bow position without your hand being there. Yes. Very good. Yes. Great. All right. So now that you have your dog able to do the lure into the bow position, next what we're going to do is introduce the verbal cue. So you can say take a bow, or what I like to say is just bow. All right? So same thing as before. What you're going to do is you're going to use your verbal cue, wait 1 second, and then lure into position. All right? Come on down here. Let's get you right there. Bow. Yes. Good. Bow. Yes. You're a little crooked. You're just showing your butt to the camera here. Come around here. Good. Bow. Yes. So now what we're going to do, we're going to introduce the foot cue. So it's kind of like a hand signal, but instead we're going to use our foot. And what it's going to look like is something like this. So you're tapping the toe of your foot on the floor behind your other foot. Okay, kind of like a curtsy. All right. So how you're going to introduce this is you're going to do the foot signal, wait a second, and then lure your dog into the position. Okay? So that'll look like this. So you want your dog standing in front of you. Good. Yes. Now, if your dog is not getting it and kind of doing something else, you're going to want to move back a step. So what that means is your dog really isn't getting it and needs a little bit more work. So go back to the luring. Yes. Okay. Yes. And then you can move back up to your next step. We're still a little confused. That's okay. Yes. Ready? Bow. Good. Bow. Yes. Okay, stand up. Come around. Wait. Bow. Close. Good. Great, and there you have it. That's bow. Now it can take you some time to get the training done with your dog. Every dog's gonna be different. Bow is kind of a tricky one, especially if your dog already knows down or lay down. So just keep working on it, take it really slow, and practice often. That's it for bow. Next, we're going to teach our dog how to do figure eights through our legs. Now, this is kind of a continuation on the leg weave. So let's just jump right into it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stand with our legs apart like this, and we're gonna have our dog standing in front of us. Here, Todd. So we'll put him right here. Now what you're gonna do, sit, wait. You're gonna get a few treats in each hand, and you're gonna close them in your palms. And what you're gonna do is lure through each one, front to back. So you wanna be able to see his head coming in, so his front is gonna come through in your front and come around. So let me show you. Eights. So you're gonna lure through, yes. Give him the treat when he's at the side there. Then bring your next hand down and lure around, yes. Okay, you got two there. Divide them up. Yes, very nice. And there you go, just like that. So remember, the most important thing, you start with a couple of treats in each hand, and you're releasing the treat after he's gone through the weave and is at your side again. Great, so let's start over here. Show that again. Yes. Yes, very good. Okay, so once he's getting the hang of this and is really getting into it, now we're gonna try to remove the treats as the lure. We're gonna just use our hands as a lure. So that's gonna look like this. Yes. Yes, very good. And then we can give him a treat after every one or every two to kind of space it out a little bit as he gets more used to it. And once he's getting really good at this, that's when we can start to introduce the verbal cue. So I like to use eights. I like to use short and sweet verbal cues. So I'll say eights. Again, we're gonna say the verbal cue and wait a second and then lure. Eights. Good. Very good. So see, he's already got this one. This is one of Todd's favorites, so. And another way that you can wean off of the luring, I kind of like to go like this as a lure. So you kind of pop your knee out a little bit, and that's kind of like a signal for him, so I can tell him to go through without using a verbal cue. But we can also use the verbal cue. Eights. Very good. Eights. Good job.